Hi everyone, it's Friday again. Wow, the weeks just go so quick. Time, it's just crazy. I don't know where it goes, but it goes. I am going to keep this video short today, or I'm going to try and keep it short. I know I say that every time and then I go off at tangents, but I really do want to keep it pretty much short today. I hope you've all had a good week. It's just like, what happens in between Monday and Friday? I don't know. But I've been busy with my writing, and there's been days where I've stayed up really, really late because I was wanting to get things done. I was wanting to get on top of things that I had not tackled before. So I actually managed to finish the book for the lady that was a memoir. So I actually managed to do that, and I wrote a review for the lady. So that's another book down. I've still got one book on my Kindle that I need to do. I also had to finish an interview. You might remember that I was interviewed by Canvas Revel. So I have received an invitation to do an interview for another magazine, which I think could be connected to Canvas Revel, but I'm not sure. It's not Revel, it's Rebel, sorry, Rebel. So I had that to do, and then in between times, obviously, I'm still writing every day, and I'm still trying to put together the poems for the new collection. So today's poem is called Caged Birds, and basically I wrote Caged Birds in April 25th this year. So the synopsis for Caged Birds would be from my personal perspective, and I'm just coming from my personal perspective and what happened to me when I was being abused. So obviously most people know that the main focus of my abuse, or the focus of my abuse was gaslighting, which is a slow, insidious erosion of your spirit. I would say for the part of that that destroyed me the most, that destroyed me utterly and completely, was the lack of intimacy. And I'm not just talking about physical intimacy. I'm talking about the lack of general affection, the lack of emotional support, just that, the whole thing, that type of intimacy. I'm talking about somebody who would openly flirt with other women in your company. I'm talking about somebody who would belittle you in front of other women. And that was what destroyed me the most. So when you come out of that type of situation and you have spent years with somebody who won't even hold your hand in public, you do ultimately begin to think that it's you that's the problem. So when you come out that relationship, you will obviously, anyone that shows, anyone, and I mean anyone, shows you any type of affection, you will grab it. You will grab it with both hands, because you have been so used to being made to feel unworthy, unimportant, unattractive, and you will grab it with both hands, which is exactly what I did, to my own detriment, back in the day when I was still healing and still coming out. I had just come out of that relationship. I know better now. I know my worth now, but I never want to be the type of person that if there were chocolate they would eat themselves. But I know my worth, and my worth is non-negotiable now. My worth is non-negotiable. I will not trade any part of myself for crumbs or disrespect or anything like that. It's just not going to happen anymore. So that would be the synopsis for caged birds, is that you've been held in captivity for that long, you've been imprisoned, you've been denied light, you've been denied love, you've been denied so many things that are necessary for a human being to grow, and you're released, and you just haven't a clue, basically. You haven't a clue. But it's natural, it's a natural instinct, because we all want that. We all want to be loved, we all want to be cherished, we all want to be, for somebody to care for us and hold us. But when you come out of that type of relationship, you're wide open. You're just wide open. Never mind the cage door being wide open. You are wide open to other people that are just going to take advantage of your vulnerabilities. So that's a synopsis for cage birds, and I am going to read it now. Off the phone, I do excuse, because I still have the charger hanging from the phone. Ignoring the wisdom garnered from suffering, caged birds set free often embark on flights of fancy when released. Unaccustomed to the freedom of open skies, they spread their wings with reckless abandon. Caged birds only learn to fly again after they burn. Years spent in darkness distort one's keen eyes. Blurred vision seeks affectation. Caged birds must find the fire that ignites their soul. In those flames it is safe to come undone. Every phoenix that rises from the ashes was once a slave with chains. Now they soar without the need for applause. So that's the poem for today, and basically what I want to say is that you have to know your worth, love yourself enough to set boundaries, put the boundaries in place. Sometimes what happens is the boundaries become a self-made prison, and that should not happen either. But anyone that cares enough will climb the boundaries. As I said in one of my other videos, they will climb the boundaries, they will scale the cliffs, they will scale the barricades, and they will plunge their hands into the dirt and help you heal. But you must never allow anyone to take advantage of your weaknesses. And if they do, then no. You know what your worth is, and your worth your history has got nothing to do with your worth, because your history is gone. Your history is gone, and we cannot change that. But we are not the same people as we were when we went into those relationships. We have changed, we have evolved, we have grown. And we must change, we must evolve, and we must grow. We cannot stay stuck in the past, in the manure of what happened to us. We must continue to grow at whatever pace we allow ourselves to do so, and there's no fast track to growing or evolving or healing. As we know, it's not linear. There are days when you will still slide back and you will still say to yourself, I am unworthy, it was my fault he did this, it was my fault he did that. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. None of it was your fault. None of it. But we can't let anyone do the same to us again. We can't afford to let anyone do the same thing to us again. So we have to maintain our boundaries. And if that means that we lose people along the way, then so be it. So be it. Because above all else, we must be able to live in peace. Live in peace. And that is all anybody wants, to live in peace. But we must never negotiate with anybody about terms and conditions. If they value us as a person, they will respect our boundaries. And if they know our history, they'll know why the boundaries are in place. And gradually over time, yes, okay, if they show that they are honest and true and with their intentions, then we can lower our boundaries. But until they prove that they are worthy, then the boundaries stay. The boundaries have to stay. Okay? 12 minutes. Thanks everyone, as always, for all the likes, the comments, the shares, the watch time. I am always extremely grateful to each and every one of you. It doesn't look like the postcards are going to sell, so that has been a flop. But, you know, it was just an idea. It was just a thought. So I will end up giving them away as a giveaway, as a thank you. But I'll think about that over the weekend, maybe, or next week, because nobody has even been near Etsy or coffee. Have a great weekend. Be good to yourself, and if you can find time also, be good to other people as well, but never let people take advantage of your kindness, because kindness is thin on the ground. Don't let anybody take advantage of that. And I will see you on Monday. Until then, bye for now.